Hi, in this video we are going to see about a Java web application project which is entitled as Online Tender Management System. Before seeing the execution of the project, let me brief about this project. So we all know that tender is a structured format or structured process for doing a particular work or task. Say an example, if there is a government organization, so they wanted to private to do some buy some buses, AC buses. So what, there are many suppliers or many bus producing manufacturers. So how to select a particular one? So to make a transparency and to ensure all the things have been required by the government has been satisfied, so what they will do is like they will offer a tender. So in the tender they will mention what all things required, and there are many suppliers, so all the suppliers will be applying for it, and the government or the organization will be selecting which is suitable to them or the lowest price or with the services they do. So this not applies only for the government organization, it also applies to any organization who wants a tender. So basically this tender is made in the existing system in a manual process. So there are lots of difficulties to organize all those things. To overcome those, we are proposing online tender management system using Java. So in the abstract you can see that we have mentioned about the online tender management system, which is developed using Java programming language and utilizing MySQL. So using this tender management system, it is easy to publish a tender and see the bids received and allocates the tender to the particular organization. So there are not only one or two tenders, there are many tenders available. So to organize all the things and make a record of those things, these kinds of web application, that is online tender management system, will be helpful. And here you can see about the existing system of the things that we have discussed, and here you can see the disadvantages of the existing system: just time consuming, resource intensive, limited accessibility, lack of transparency, high probability of errors, communication channels, limited collaboration, difficulty in bid evaluation, data storage, inefficiency in record keeping, scalability issue, environmental impact. So these kinds of things are being discussed in the document of the disadvantages of the existing system. And here you can see about the proposed system that we have implemented and the advantages of the proposed system. And here you can see the system architecture, which contains about three entities, that is admin, employees and suppliers. So where admin will be giving the permission or adding the employees or approving the suppliers and see the complete details, and here the employees will be adding the tender details and viewing the bidding details and view the approved biddings. And here the suppliers can view the tenders and they can apply for it and they can see the status of it. So here you can see the modules of the project and the module description of the each modules. And we have developed this project using NETBEANS IDE 16, and that for database we have used MySQL. So now let us see the execution of the project. So first open Apache NETBEANS IDE 16. So first let me import the project into the Apache NETBEANS IDE. So just go to the file menu first and click open project. Now you need to go to the source code location. So go to the source code location and select the e-tender and then click open project. Now kindly wait till the project is being loaded into the NETBEANS IDE completely. So meanwhile let us attach the database. So just go to the MySQL administrator. So log in with the credentials of the MySQL administrator as root and click OK. Now in the restore option, just click the restore option. Now go to the open backup file. Now again go to the source code location. Here you can find the database folder. Inside the database you can find the database file. Just select it and then click start restore. So now you can see the restore operation was finished successfully message and click close. Now you can close this MySQL administrator pass because we have successfully attached the database. Now coming back to the NETBEANS Apache IDE 16, you can see the project has been now completely loaded. So now let us execute it. So just right click it and then click the run button. Now kindly wait till the project is being transferred to the browser part. now it asks for the authentication, so I have given username and password as admin and admin for the Tomcat, so I'm selecting OK. So now you can see it has been transferred to the browser part, and here you can see the project home page or the welcome screen with the project title e-tender or online tender management system. So here you can see the entities employee, suppliers and administrator. So first let me go to the administrator. So here you can see the administrator. Once if you click this administrator, it will be navigated to the administrator login. So administrator has only one login entity, so just enter the default username and password as admin and admin. A is capital letter, both are same, admin and admin, and then click sign in button. So now you can see the admin login is success, and it will navigate to the admin's homepage. This is the admin's homepage. So here admin's homepage, you can see the options of add employee, view employee details, view supplier details, view items ordered, and granted tender details. So everything is empty now because we have not done anything. So first time we are executing the project. So first let me add a new employee. So just go to the add employee. So here in the add employee, you can see the employee ID is automatically assigned. This is a unique IDE, so it will not be replicated to copy to any other employees to make a unique authentication. So now you no need to give anything here in the employee ID, it is automatically created. So now let me create employee name as EMP1 for easy understanding. So now let me create employee email ID, and here in the department you can see there will be various departments in an organization or a government kinds of thing. So here you can see there are departments like agriculture department, commercial taxes and registration department, higher education department, transport department, revenue and disaster management department, information technology department, rural development, and panchayat raj department. So every department has their own requirements of tenders, so we have classified those and we have given few departments here. For example, let me select employee 1 as transport department, and you can select the gender and you can select the date of birth for it, and age, and you can see the age. You can just click calculate, it automatically calculates the age according to the date of birth you have selected here. So for example, if I am giving the age some other age like this, so this is the age I have entered right now. If you click calculate, you can see the age is automatically calculated. So in this way the age calculation is done. And next part is marital status, married, single or divorced. You can enter the details and address details and phone number details and blood group. Now let me click submit. So now what happens is like the employee will be created. So this username and password will be created in the D drive. So let me show you that. So now let me open the D drive. So once if I click submit, so you can see the employee added message and click OK. So now if you go to the D drive, so here you can see the file e-tender which is created now 21/8/2023 at 5:09 p.m. So this is the date I have created right now. So just if you double click and open this, you can see emp1@gmail.com. So whichever the email ID we are creating there with the name of it, this file will be created automatically in the new D drive. So now let me open this notepad file. So here you can see that dear employee 1, so this is the name I have given. So it is mentioned that EMP1, your account has been activated, your username and password. This is the username and password which the admin shares manually with the employee to log into the system. So now here you can see, if you click view employee details in the admin, you can see the employee details which we have created has been updated here. So earlier it was empty, now you can see it has been created. So now let me log out and go to the employee part. So just click this employee menu and it will be navigated to the employee login. So here you can see the employee ID and the password. So whichever we have created, I'm using the same ID and the password to log in and click sign in. And now you can see the login is success and click OK. So now it will be navigated to the employee home. So employee has the options of adding the tenders, viewing the tenders and viewing the biddings and approve the biddings of it. So first let me go to the add item. So it is adding the tenders. So here you can see the as we have made the default or the unique part of the employee ID same like that. So in the add item, the tender ID is being, the notification ID of the tender ID is automatically generated, which is a unique one. So this is not to have the confusion, to have the uniqueness, we have created this one. So each tender has their unique ID. So here you can see the item ID also. So both the things is automatically created, so no need to enter those things. So first let me enter an item name. For example, let me add item name as 30 AC buses. So next is the item description. So let me describe the item like 30 AC buses with the Volvo So this kinds of descriptions, you can add any details of the complete tender. So I am just giving only a few examples to make it a shorter video. And next is the quantity. So you can enter the number of quantity and you can enter the district, for which district you need this. I'm giving Pondicherry, and here you can see the starting date of the bidding. So now let me give today's date 21/8/2023, and bidding closing date it is asking, let me give as 4th September 2023, and now let me click submit. So now you can see the tender notice has been added successfully message and click OK. So now if you go to the view items, you can see earlier it was empty, and now you can see the tender details with the ID, notification ID, the item ID, what is the item that I have added, what is the description and everything. So if you go view bidding, you can see what all the biddings are. So currently there is no biddings available, we are not done it, so that is showing empty. And if you log out, and next part is this, let me go to the suppliers part. So now we have seen few points on administrator and employee. First time let me go to the suppliers part. So just click the suppliers menu, it will be navigated to the suppliers login. So as I am a new supplier, I'll go to the registration part. So just click the register, it will be navigated to the registration form. Here in the username, let me create username as JP, and let me select a profile picture. And let me name the company as JP Infotech, email ID as jp@gmail.com, password as JP, gender and date of birth, address as Pondicherry, phone number. So all the details I have given the registration of the supplier and click submit. So now you can see the registration is success and click OK. So now if you go to the email and enter the details that we have given during the registration and click sign in, you can see the authentication is failed, because any supplier should be approved by the administrator. Even if you are giving the exact username and password, it does not authenticate, it says that authentication failed. So first let me go to the administrator part. So log in with the administrator credentials, admin and admin, and if you go to the view suppliers details, and now you can see the supplier ID. So this is a unique ID created for this supplier, and supplier photo, the name, the company name, every details whatever we are given. And here you can see the status, it is waiting, because it should be approved by the admin. So this is to avoid unwanted users or malicious users or spammers into the system. So now admin sees the details and verifies, and he is approving. So now you can see the account is activated and request is granted. So now if you see the view suppliers details, you can see the status is changed to approved. So now let me log out and go to the suppliers. In the suppliers login, now if I give the same email ID and the password which I have given earlier, you can see the sign in, you can see the login is success now because admin has activated. This is only for the first time, and after that they can able to log in. So now it will be navigated to the suppliers home. So here in the suppliers home, so they can see the details of the tenders available and what are the templates they applied, everything we can see. So if you go to the view notification, you can see the tenders which is available right now, and if you go to the view applied tenders, it is not empty, it is an empty because we are not applied for any tender. So just let me go to the view notification, and here you can see the tender details which is available now. So now what I'm going to do is I am applying for this tender. So let me click apply. So here if we click apply, it will be navigated to the apply tender page. So here it automatically gives the notification ID and item ID, so we don't need to give anything. So on the item name, so there is no need to give any kinds of information here. So here you need to quote your bidding amount. So what is the amount you are going to bid for this tender? So for example, I'm giving, so for example I'm giving this amount, and warranty details as 1 year. I'll give 10 years, and manufacturing year as 2023, and after entering these details I'm giving submit. So now you can see your bidding has been submitted for the tender. This is the ID, that unique ID for the tender we have applied. So you click OK. So now if you go to view apply tenders, you can see the applied tender which is available, and here you can see the status is waiting because it should be approved. After that only you can check the status of it. So now let me log out, and now let me go to the suppliers part again. I'll create another supplier, say example XX. So just I'll give some logo for this company XX, and I'll give email ID as xx@gmail.com, password as XX, address as Chennai, and phone number, and click submit. So now I have created another supplier. I'll go to the administrator to activate that supplier. So just go to view supplier details. You can see the supplier which I have created earlier was JP Infotech is approved, and second supplier which I have created right now is waiting stage. So now let me approve it. So now you can see the account is activated. So now let me go to the suppliers login and enter the credentials of the supplier which I have created right now, and click sign in. So now you can see the login is success. Now if you go to the view notification, this supplier sees the tenders and he is also applying right now. So now I am asking for the tender amount. So for this supplier is going to give the bidding amount, and warranty details as 1 year, manufacturing year as 2022, and click submit. So now you can see this XX supplier is also applied for this, and here you can see the view applied tender. You can see it is waiting stage. Now let me log out. So now let me go to the employee login. So just use the username and password which is automatically created by the system for this employee, and now you can see the login is success. And now if you go to the view bidding details, so earlier you can see it was empty. Now you can see 2 biddings is available because we created 2 suppliers and we have applied for it, and here you can see the supplier ID of both and what is the company name, and here you can see the item ID and what all the details of it. So here the status you can see it is been waiting stage. So now let me go to the approved bidding. So you can see this approved bidding is empty. So now in the employee pods, if you go to the view items, you can see the item details, and here you can see the view bidding. So just click the bidding for the tender which you wanted. So just if you click the view bidding, you can see the view all the biddings which is available, and here you can see the action. So here you can select which supplier you wanted. For example, I'm selecting JP Infotech for the lesser amount, and you can see the warranty given and everything is good. So now let me go to the approve part, and let me go and click approve. So now you can see the bidding is closed now automatically and okay. So now if you go to the view bidding part, you can see the supplier JP Infotech is been approved and the other supplier XX is been rejected. And if you go to the approved bidding, you can see which bidding is been approved. That details only updated here in the approved bidding part of the employee. So now let me log out, and if you go to the suppliers part, let us see about the suppliers part now. So now let me log in into the suppliers part of JP Infotech company, and if you go to the view applied tenders, you can see the status here also waiting. Now you can see the status automatically updated to approved. If you go to the notification part, you can see the tender is automatically closed because the tender is selected, so automatically the status is being closed here. So if you go to the view apply tenders, you can see it has been approved. So now let me go to the other supplier XX. So in the other supplier, you can see the status, it is automatically rejected because this supplier is not being selected. Now let me log out and go to the administrator. So in the administrator, we can see the order details, and you can see which tender is granted. So that details only updated here in the administrator part. So now let me log out from the admin part. Every part has been completed, and this is all about the project online tender management system using Java and